All right, Taurus. Let's see what's going on with you guys for the end of March. This is very specific to just these couple weeks. We do have a lot going on at the very tail end of March. We have a ton of planets lining up in Pisces, and that is in your 11th house. So, in that 11th house, I'll talk more about this in the extended, but the 11th house is about the collective. It's also about your friendship groups and social groups. So there can be some changes there. Also, those planets are moving into your 12th house. So there is karma being cleared and long term karma too. This is Neptune and Saturn moving into that 12th house in 2026, 2027, and some of 2028 are going to be very pivotal years for you. All right, so let's see. Let's see what wants to come out in the reading. Like I said, I'll do more of that in the extended. Okay, so excuse me, Earth. All right, I am seeing this new life card, so I'm going to take that because I felt that way for a while for you. Full moon. We have a full moon on the 14th of March, so that's right at the beginning of this 2-week period. It's in Virgo. It's in another Earth sign, and so that's trining you. So there can be some endings or closure. Let's call it closure. All right. And yeah, I'll talk more about that in the extended. Ooh, check that out. Shadow and gratitude. Excuse me. Some of you are moving on from a period of your life, maybe a long period of your life, where you have been where things have been relatively, I don't want to say calm because I don't think they've been calm, but I think they've been consistent. So whatever that looks like for you, I'm just getting the word consistent. And what's coming out in the next few years, and I didn't really mean for this to be a huge multi-year reading, but I will say this is the time period when we are clearing some things that have been consistent, but not that good. Okay. So just because something's calm doesn't mean it's joyful in any way, shape, or form. So I feel like we might be moving on from something like that. And, you know, we have the full moon in Virgo, like I was just saying. And, you know, that is an eclipse. So this is going to speed up the eclipses speed up the timeline. So let's go with the reading, what wants to come through in the reading. And I am just continually drawn to this like gratitude and new life. So what's coming up here right now can be like have you ever had like a low grade headache or some kind of chronic pain that you just got used to? It's going. Okay, it's going. And I just feel like sometimes when that stuff happens, it's like, wow. When the pain goes or when the situation goes, you're like, man, I didn't realize how much I was compensating for that pain or that difficulty. King of Swords, Two of Wands, King of Wands, the Moon, wow, and the 10 of Swords. This full moon eclipse is going to usher in the ending or the turning away, possibly from an Aquarius, right? You see his back is to the Aquarian energy. Like you're getting super clear about something and you're turning your back on it. And instead facing your fears. All right, facing your fears, because there is something that needs to come to an end. Facing your fears. I like it. Look at this. There's Aries energy. Aries makes up your 12th house. Okay, for you rising signs, you rising Taurus. And Aries is the beginning of a new identity. 5 of Pentacles, Judgment. I feel like some of you could be leaving behind a spouse or leaving behind a domineering person. 6 of Cups, 5 of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. It's not really joyful though. Okay. So yeah, you're leaving behind someone who was kind of a tyrant, but it's like you got used to it, like long-term chronic pain. You got used to it. And now, so there is some sadness that's going. Nine of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. But this does feel like a very hopeful, joyful, new experience. It's trying to come in. I just feel like you got so, back to what I was just saying, you got so used to this pebble in your shoe that it didn't, it's not that it didn't matter, but it was making things, less pleasant than they could have been. I just feel like now there's something new and exciting coming in. This Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. What is this with money? This is a lot about money. And, you know, it's possible that you were with, okay, this is one of my pet peeves. Somebody who is like super comfortable and financially powerful and cheap. Okay. And, you know, cheap with everything, cheap with emotion, cheap with affection, physical stuff. Really, somebody who didn't do that. And maybe there's a reason for that. They could be the one in long-term chronic pain. Okay. I just feel like it's time to face your fears. So talk to me about the fears here. Six of Swords, Two of Swords, the Strength card, and the Seven of Wands. This is going to be, remember what I said about, you know, the long-term look. This is going to be completed by, in 5 months, by the time we get to Leo. Okay. And, I just feel like you might be resisting moving on from this situation. Why is that? Some of you have invested a lot of time. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic partner at all. This can be like a long-term career situation that has been like a low grade pain in the neck. Not really what you wanted, maybe not paying you well enough, but something like golden handcuffs. Like you couldn't really leave because if you did, you'd lose a lot by leaving. What about this Emperor energy? That's Aries, and that is, Libra. That is clearing of this karma. And Aries is also the energy of identity. So you could have stayed in this job because of the fringe benefits that it gives you some kind of identity. Like you're a doctor, or you're affiliated with this amazing company. You have status with your title. Justice, Queen of Swords, Lovers, and the Queen of Pentacles. So now this is a changing of the guard, a changing of the chapter, and you're moving into something where I feel like you're valuing your time differently. Maybe you spent a lot of time, maybe you put in a lot of years with this person or with this situation, and now it's like, you know what, I want to get my life back, or I want to do something that I value. This is very Venus in retrograde. Okay. So Venus has gone retrograde. It went retrograde, March 1st, and it's going back into Pisces. And then it's going to go over those same degrees again. Pisces into Aries. And the final degrees of Pisces are Pisces itself is very karmic. The 11th house is also, that's where we're finding your Pisces energy. Aries is in the 12th house. This is for rising sign Taurus, but you might find this helpful too, because this does feel like a very karmic connection that you're moving on from. And if you're resonating with this, it doesn't matter what house it's in, it's there. That 11th house is about big, corporations. It is about status. It's about awards and recognition. And I feel like you stayed within this situation for some kind of reward. And whether you're getting it or not now, I almost feel like it doesn't, well, let's see. The rewards and recognition for being there for a long time. Page of Wands, Magician, Nine of Swords, and the Eight of Wands. The next chapter, it's sort of like you stayed there and like now nobody cares about that. Like you might not care about that anymore. You cared about it when you were a young person, and that's why you got into that line of work, or that's why you married this person or something like that, for the status of it. No offense. I'm just saying, like, that's what 11th house has to do with is how other people see you. And it's also the house of hopes and dreams. It's the house of social networks and adaptability, human rights, physical rights, women's rights. There can be something that was really not good, okay, in this relationship, maybe abuse, or in this business or something, maybe abuse. They could have really abused you over the years, and you stayed there because you expected to get some kind of reward. I feel like the reward is freedom. I don't feel like this company or this person, because of that Five of Pentacles and this Five of Cups, is really going to deliver on the promise. And now what needs to happen is you need to shift your perspective here. Just like you did with this, turning the back on the King of Swords. You need to shift your perspective to what does have meaning for you. When Venus goes retrograde in Aries and then back into Pisces, what we're looking at is our personal power, and also the values we have. The values we have are the foundation of our personal power. And if we, let's say, okay, back in 1989, I chose this career because it was status. It had status. It had the potential to make some money, the potential for long-term security, and all these things. In 2025, that doesn't exist anymore for this particular job or career path or business. And so it's not going to pay off the way I thought it was going to pay off. How it is going to pay off is you valuing yourself more. Okay, you're the one that instills the value. That's the karmic closure on this lesson, is that you're choosing your own values now, the Magician, and you're saying, okay, wow, I never thought I was going to do this. I never thought I was going to leave this person or this career. Six of Wands, Eight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful energy here. King of Pentacles. I love it. So by doing this, by actively walking away and going towards something that's exciting, something that brings you joy, and maybe you're like, well, something that's exciting and something that brings me joy does not pay the bills, right? I'm going to tell you, it will. And it does. Because if you understand the way energy works, and King of Pentacles here, if you understand the way energy works, the more joy, the more creativity, the more you lean into that, the higher your frequency and vibration. And that's where resources are, and flowing abundance and all of that. This is the shadow. Some of you might believe that it requires you to have a terrible time of it. You got a belief or a value around money and work and status. You got a belief around that's the karmic lesson here that needs to be purged. Because you stay and you stay and you stay and you get nothing and like it. And any more about this Five of Pentacles? You're waking up to that now. Three of Wands. There is something about your ability to receive. You can only receive to the degree that you're allowing. So if you don't allow people to give you gifts, if you like the idea of being the one where you have a lot of people in your debt, like you don't allow people to balance the playing field, like, no, I want I feel like giving, that's what I was raised. That's how I was raised. Giving and giving and giving and giving is really what's valuable. You're now going to see how that has depleted you. Okay. 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups, the Star card, right? Healing is on the way here. Hanged Man. Looking at things from a different perspective. Very different. Okay. Looking at life from a different angle. And this is going to bring about a lot of happiness, a lot of excitement, a lot of joy. Let's go deeper into this reading. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the astrology because a lot of this is karmic clearing, releasing. That's super important right now. Okay, Taurus, this is the end of March for Taurus. Link is below if you want to continue on with me. I'll see you over there. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.